Greetings, Jedi traders. David here of TradingFibs.com to bring you the daily trend for week 30, day 2. It is Tuesday, July 26th, 2016. As always, please seek financial advisement when trading with your money, as these videos are for educational purposes only, to support your knowledge in the market. See what's going through my head on any given day. Always make sure you have a solid trading plan and always manage your stop when placing a trade. All right, I've been assumed to be guilty of being or sounding like a drunken sailor on my videos here. I do apologize if it is the audio quality, but I am not in any way inebriated. Very clear as we roll into today's daily trend. All right, taking a look at the S&P 500 as the Thomson Reuters dashboard comes out. You have revenues on the right, earnings on the left. Right now 69% above analyst expectations. Again, take it for what it's worth. And then up here on the right, 55% beating those revenues analysts, whatever the analyst expectations are. Again, it comes down to the bottom line. Trade the charts in front of you. All right, taking a look here on Tuesday. It was a very, very interesting session, as we'll get into the futures here, including looking at Apple as earnings came out today, taking a look at a couple other ETFs. Econ data across the board, somewhat split, 2 positive and 2 negative there. Consumer confidence, State Street confidence downside. Daily stats, though, managed here at the end to pull out a nice NQ move on the Apple earnings. And then YM and ES also at the end, where that came out of. It was a lot of waiting around. Hey guys, trend predictor from the get-go was short. Again, that's in beta version. Did we get a short opportunity in the session? We'll take a look here where we had it. Again, NQ over the last day and a half, heading into Apple earnings. We saw a lot of chop, a lot of difficult moves. But again, waiting for the highest probability setup is always the key. 1 to 2 setups a day. 1 to 2 setups a day is all you need. And so price action a little bit divergent here from the get-go, as we saw YM coming down, 5 charts in the red. You got NQ flying up here, 5 charts in the green. Who's going to win? It was to the upside, and that's the NQ move. The NQ move to the upside. ES, not a bad move, not all charts in sync, but NQ had the highest probability, and there it was. 5 charts in the green all across the board on our platform, 50 above 144, giving us our first session setup of 46 tick runaway. All right, so price action, nice reversal again. Speaking how to manage the trade in the trading room today, again, at some point you got to go ahead and bail. And price action reversed, missed the entire entry to the downside, let it run. YM was looking the best. It was already poised from the beginning to run down. And sure enough, there was that tick count to get you into that trade to the bottom if you had taken it. So nice move to all those that caught that short. And back upside we go. No 5 charts, no golden setup. So it was just a matter of luck if you hit it, or waiting for price action to cross on the T350. Again, way too far extended for me. And then, that's right, price action back downside, and that's the roller coaster we had today. And oh, look at that, back to the upside. That was pretty much our last trend of the day. NQ a little bit choppy here as it got it to the close. YM and ES for a setup to the upside for some ticks there. Buy signal breaking above the T350. Had a couple charts there in sync, enough to take the long and let it ride towards the close. And finally closing, and that was a 54 tick run there on the YM, 26 on the ES, and finally on the NQ to the upside, breaking above the higher time frames to the upside. Entry on the earlier time frame, 50 above 144. I couldn't help it but go put your stop and break even once those Apple earnings came out, and bang to the upside. So no loss entry on that side. That was a nice 146, 2 contracts, just let it ride out there towards the close. All right, taking a look at the AD line. Again, AD line was to the upside. There was our first move. We saw that divergent activity. Here we go. AD line comes up, finds that support at the 0 as that price action just rebounded right back down, lift up 750. Kind of looks like afternoon summer session as usual. Take a look at the 25-minute open range here. Crude continues to move down. Now we're back in the 42s, pretty much holding to the 25-minute open range today as we head into EIA tomorrow. ES again inside the 25-minute open range with that dump down to the cam high, where that came out of, taking out all those long positions. What a flush, and then back to the upside. I'm telling you guys, what a session. Finding resistance there at the daily gap. YM again, same Price action coming up back to today's open, rejecting and then finishing up towards the daily gap. And there's that last minute boom on the Apple earnings, giving that NQ a lift to the upside. How did we do on those fib levels? Yeah, we did pretty good, hitting both sides. Price action to the upside, lift in that first trading session, and then bang to the downside all across the board. So being able to hit both upside and downside on the fib projection levels. Take a look at the daily gap. So again, if you go back to that trend predictor, even though we had the move saying short and market ran upside, it eventually turned downside, being able to tag those downside fib projection levels. So very nice movement in coordination with the trend predictor. All right, price action here again on the YM. Got to be ready in both directions there every day, Jedi traders. Price action on the YM almost closing out the former open gap there from July 12th. Other markets playing at the highs here, moving to those all-time high zones here on the NQ. Crude again leaving an open gap behind 43.74, and as price action moves down, I'll be looking at 40.24 as the next open gap downside. All right, taking a look at the trend charts, price action across, starting with the crude. Again, we saw very tight action as we lead into EIA as the crude has been coming down for some time. Overnight action we can see here in the red, sell signal, and pretty much a chop session, so real no great setups here on the crude until maybe around the European close there, but didn't run much. YM again, we talked about that move to the downside, very nice, missed it. Again, missed the majority of these moves down here until the very end and got a piece of the action to the upside here with at least two charts in the green and one above the 51.44. So a little bit riskier, but nice move across the board. Kind of stalled. A couple traders got in earlier on that. I hesitated and waited. Again, NQ, nice move to the upside. Caught a piece of that. Let all this nice trending action go. Again, I got to wait for my 1 to 2 setups, and they weren't here. And there it was towards the end of the session as buy signal to the upside. Price action lifts in after hours trading here on the Globex high, already set up here at 68.25 as the market will set to open up here in less than an hour. All right, taking a look at the ES. Again, same picture, price action to the downside. Again, missing a lot of this. It was a nice move to the upside here. Buy signal, again, you would have taken a little heat, stop at the swing size, but you were good to go. We're not looking for 4-tick stops. We're looking for swing size stops. Buy signal with the highest probability. You had 3 charts in the green. So yes, ES ended up being a nice move. Mentioned that in the trading room. Let that one go. Couldn't get on the move downside. This was another option down here. Sell signal downside really ran nicely. Watching the market internals, we saw on the AD line, if you go back, that's right, that AD line came downside. So nice move in coordination with price action. Price action back to the upside, downside, missed most of that, and got a little piece there at the end on the ES. Gold pretty much chopping it across the board. Again, early overnight session. Buy signal breaking above the T3 moving average. Nice move on the gold. Pretty much chop session all around. I wouldn't even see a great setup until maybe here late in the afternoon. Sell signal downside. You might have gotten a couple ticks off, but really never ran away. Stayed inside Globex session. Taking a look and wrapping up on the 6E Euro as the price action on the Euro got a small lift. Continue to make higher lows. Nice price action momentum, buy signal there, 5 charts in the green. That was the overnight session, midnight and pulling back, and then there's your next signal, buy signal. So 1 setup, 2 set. Actually, you had a 3rd setup back here. If you're trading overnight, broke the T350, pull back, and bang to the downside. 4 charts in the red. Very nice move. Take a look as we head into tomorrow. Again, the current trend momentum on crude is to the downside. 2 charts, T3 moving averages in the red, holding below the T350. So I got to go with the high probability of price action still holding to the downside. Again, I apologize. That's the 50 EMA. I do not have a T350 drawn on this chart. I will go ahead and get one there for you. Price action, again, I told you day after day, watch for that 200 period support. We're just closing underneath it, so a little concerning tomorrow if we break that 200. All right, taking a look at the 3 indices as we roll into tomorrow. Where are we? Current trend holding above the 5200s. Pretty strong upside. Volume pretty strong today, up above, slightly above average. Again, as we finished out the market today, we're still in an upwards trend. 50 above 144, above the T3 50 here on the NQ, below on the ES and YM. So again, we've had a little bit of pullback for the last couple days. Now, if you look at the T3 moving averages, they're downside, but we just had an HA bar based on those Apple and after hours trading to the lift to the upside. So we'll look to the overnight session, see where we are, see if that 50 EMA holds on the ES support and lifts this market into tomorrow's session. All right, taking a look at the earnings there. Apple with a nice move upside. That's right. Look at that high we already reached up here around 103.56, which comes close to closing out that open gap up here at 103.91. Again, we've been talking about Apple every other day. Took a look at it yesterday. Said wait for those earnings to come out. Earnings numbers are as looking good. And so price action bounces. That's right. Bounces off those T350s and lift. Gives you the opportunity to look for the pullback. And bang, to the upside, puts you into the 4-hour trend, which is now upside, which is in with the higher trend as well. That's what we're looking for. That's how we splice in to a trade. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that tomorrow and see how Apple finishes up tomorrow, if it was the right decision to get in to the long. All right, taking a look at some of the ETFs, which we do on Tuesday. Again, gold. Price action gold, again, pullback here, upside back about a week ago. That was the entry as T3 moving average pullback upside. So I apologize, not up here. After across the T350, you get a bounce up, pull back, and right here to the downside as price action's been holding downside. We're underneath on the 150 tick chart, 200 tick chart, we're downside. Bigger picture, still downside, 50 below the 200. We have the pullback, so looking for levels 123.21 as the T3 moving averages just kind of swallowed up here in between the 50 and the 144. So if gold is to continue, we can see we're split. We got red on the shorter time frame, we got green on the higher time frame. So if we break the T3 moving averages, break below the 144, I look for gold to continue the move to the downside. But again, watch on the daily for price action to break below here and move its way down to either the 50, or the 144. All right, taking a look at USO, looking at the ETF on crude here as price action continue its drive downside as we just saw on the crude futures. Price action holding underneath the 50 and the 200. Weekly, definitely for sure resistance there off the 50, which continues to drive downside. I can go back in time and tell you where the best opportunity is. Again, at this point, just jumping in the ship is not advised. Watch for 965 down here on the ETF to close the gap. Watch for the pullback. Any pullback upside will retest, especially here on a 100 tick chart, or watch for the 4 hours. So again, no advice here, just telling you current trend continues to the downside. So if you're on it, all I can tell you is stay on it. Wait for the counter trend to see if it's a viable entry to the upside or its point to either stop yourself out or take contracts off. All right, taking a look at EEM, emerging markets, totally different story as price action continuing to lift up here. Again, nice little pullback. If you're trying to splice into this bigger trend, which is all in the green, you still got some ways for that 50 to cross that 200. So, but there's plenty of room to move to the upside there at 39.31. So, a little pullback here on the 100 tick chart as the bigger time frames also in the range charts are upside. Wait for price action to go T3 moving averages back upside, and you got yourself an entry into emerging markets. All right, two more. Taking a look at the bond here as price action has in the overall market been lifting upside. Taking a look at the market to the downside. Again, bigger picture, weekly and daily upside. But again, now on the 4-hour chart, we've been downside. We have the resistance here at the 50, so heads up as the bigger picture is downside also on the 200, 150. So if price action holds here against the 50 EMA and the 50 here on the 4-hour chart and solid Heikin-Ashi bars put me downside, then what I would go is I would go for the short, or at least the trend would be short, would be downtrend, and you have a higher probability of that continuing. Got to watch for that 50 EMA here, 135.64 on the daily chart. All right, taking a look at taking a look, and again, that's a weekly and that's a daily here. So these two numbers matching up right here. All right, last chart, taking a look at the VXX. If you're trading that VIX here, again, we know that VIX to be low and to the downside as market got a little bit of a rally, really chopped today, but rallied there at the end on Apple earnings. Price action to the downside, holding neath. Again, and not a time for, I would say, to enter. Again, you could have gone back and say, yeah, that was the time to enter as price action. I would have said you let yourself cross that T350. You had a pullback here last Wednesday. That was the opportune time to get on VXS to the downside. So as we watch this and on our weekend charts, be an opportune time to splice into the trade. All right, Jedi traders, that completes, wraps up today's daily trend. As we head into tomorrow, it's all about the Facebook earnings, as well as FOMC, meaning an announcement, not expecting anything huge there. Durable good orders, as well as jobless claims and GDP as we roll out the week. Be sure you check out the Earnings Whisper website for any tickers that you're looking for earnings. Also check out Thomas Reuters' dashboard. As I saw you here, you can get a free subscription and get that in your inbox every day. Nice little chart there if you're into the visual. All right, I think that wraps it up. I don't have anything else to share today. Feel free to stop by at tradingfibs.com or any of my social media outlets to obtain more information. My trading mantra: one simple strategy. Any market, any chart, any time frame will keep you disciplined. You can find me every day on Twitter at tradingfibs. And as always, I leave the crystal ball to the experts. I only trade what's in front of me and on my charts. I always leave your bias at the door when trading. Guys, check out also Futures, ETF, and Market Cap Leaders. That's the weekly publication I do on the weekends. It's free. I put out a 100-page chart book here, weekly supplemental, where I go through the charts, a lot of them going through the week now in the videos every other day. Market Cap Leaders, running through some of the FX pairs on Thursday, some of the ETF futures. Again, a lot of the ETF futures in coordination with the futures. So you can take a look at those charts over the weekend and then reviewing the key indices as to where market action currently trending. All right. Also, at the end of the week, you want to make sure you check out my weekly recap. If you're missing the each daily blog, as I posted here with all the charts, you can click the recap, goes right to the video and the weekly totals, etc. All right. Hey guys, have yourself a Blue Zone day, and wherever you may be, good day, good night, and good trading to you.